Hello, Cancer Sun, Aries Rising. It is time for your year ahead reading. But first, let's do a little astrology. With an Aries Rising, you may be, or people may see you as somebody who is very outgoing, or at least is assertive and not afraid to take charge if there's a need to take charge. You're not afraid to step in if something's going on or to take a stand if needed to stand up for somebody. You may also be very active, always moving or always doing something. And you could come off a bit as impatient sometimes. However, with your sun most likely in the fourth house, not in every case, but most likely in the fourth house, that means you're also very protective around family and you have strong feelings and emotions when it comes to your family. And some of that may come out through your rising, and that's where your protection comes in, or when you get angry or catch emotions, if you will, outwardly, it can come off a little aggressive or strong. But with your Cancer sun there in the fourth, that's where a lot of your focus is. It's going to be around your home life. You may also be very much into your ancestry and get emotionally attached to the stories or the things that you learn about your ancestors and like to bring that forward. And you really like to understand the emotional motivation that they may have had when making certain decisions that influences you or could strongly influence you when you're making decisions about um, changes or things that are going to impact your loved ones. Okay, now let's get into your cards for this year. I'm going to lay out 12 cards. They will be numbered 1 through 12. And you can choose June or July as your starting point. I'll also pull a card from the bottom of the deck to see if there's an extra message or a theme for this year for you. Here we go. Month 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. And on the back of the deck, we have the Two of Wands. Okay, I'm going to take a moment to look at the overall set here and see if there's anything that comes through that you need to know about this year, and then we'll get into the cards. So the overall thing I'm here getting is beginnings and endings, beginnings and endings. Not being afraid to try again, to start over if you need to, because feels like a good year for you to do that, that it's pushing your boundaries too. And that's how you're going to know when to, the beginnings and the endings, that's going to help you. But you want change. You want something different this year. You don't want it to be the same thing over and over again or the same thing as last year. You want to change things up. So you are going to change things up this year. You may already have a plan. You may already have some trips, whatever it is, you already may have. And it feels like a few months prior to this, where you've already come up with specific plans of certain things that you are going to do or that you are committing yourself to do, have committed to do over this 12-month period. Okay, so let's get into the cards. Start with this card on the back of the deck. Now, this is a card indicating you probably already have a plan for taking a trip or for some change you want to make, some goal you want to accomplish. The Two of Wands is about planning. It is about visualizing the future, visualizing the things that you want to accomplish, and then coming up with those first steps, the first things you need to do in order to get that rolling, to make it happen. Which ties in strongly with how I'm feeling about what this whole year is about for you, is you're ready. You're ready to try things. You're ready to go in new directions and explore the world or explore your options. You're ready to test yourself and push yourself and see how far you can go. Interesting. All right, let's get into the individual months. Starting off with month 1, we have the Ace of Cups. Cups are about our emotions and intuition. And aces are that spark, that initial step, the first thing that catches your eye. or catches your emotions in this case. I think what I'm feeling here is that you are going may find yourself feeling empathy for somebody that you would never have thought you would feel empathy for. It's going to catch you by surprise, very unexpected, and probably not welcome. It feels like that you're feeling empathy for this person, and you may resent that a bit, but that's where you're at. You kind of understand how they ended up where they are. Now, that does not necessarily mean that you're going to jump in and help them, but you understand where they're coming from. You understand how they're feeling and how they got there. And that's where your shock is coming from. That you have that ability within you, that you have the emotional maturity within you to have that empathy, to not judge them so harshly as others maybe. And you have sort of a respect for them that you didn't expect to have. But this is you learning your capacity, maybe for forgiveness or for understanding at an emotional level, a deeply emotional level, this other situation or this person's viewpoint in a way. In month 2, we have the Page of Wands. Wands are a fire element. This is going to be about passion. It's going to be about movement, boldness, vitality, taking action. Pages are young energy, fresh, new, a little naive. So there's something that's got you excited and interested, and you want to learn a lot more about it. You have no idea necessarily how to go about it. So we might just start with a Google search. Or maybe it's something that came up at some gathering you were at, and now you're grilling the other person who brought it up because you're super intrigued and you want to learn a lot more about it. It's got you inspired. So your curiosity is up and you're pushing, you're asking all the questions and you're wanting to learn more, you're wanting to get involved and jump in with both feet. There's a sense of excitement there, a little bit of a challenge, which also you would thrive on with that Aries energy for sure. So you're ready to jump in and try it out. And maybe you do jump in and put yourself all in right away, even though sometimes we go into month 3 and you have the Emperor. This will flow. Trust me a moment. The Emperor is the card of Aries, by the way, in the tarot deck. But the Emperor is the father of the tarot. He kind of sets the boundaries, the rules. He's the protector. On the one hand, he's very encouraging and wants you to grow and succeed, but he's also going to set boundaries to protect you. This is a card indicating you need to set some boundaries. Yes, you're all in on this, but girl, have a budget. And you need to work. And you need to do these other things before you can just go all in and only do this. You need to be practical. You need to put some rules in place. You need to put some boundaries up. Some of that is going to be around time boundaries. Some of those may be financial boundaries. You need to put some limits on yourself so that you don't go all in and crash and burn. So in month 3, you are seeing that and you are acknowledging that you may be getting in over your head if you don't slow down a little bit, if you don't put some boundaries up, if you don't put some controls in place so that you end up not being able to do anything. It is a strong level. This is a change for you, which may indicate that this is something that is something that you really want to be able to maintain and continue to do as you move on throughout the year, which is why you need to put these restrictions in place. And they aren't really restrictions, they're just boundaries so that you can maintain an even pace and not burn out. Otherwise, you can commit everything you have and then you have nothing else to move. You have no energy, you have no financial resources. You don't have the things you need in order to continue that work, to continue to pursue it, which you would regret. So you need to pace yourself. And that's what all about month 3 is going to be, is setting yourself up for success as you go throughout the year. All right. And then in month 4, we're moving on. We're still in the Wands energy here, but there are some things that you can get rid of that aren't helping you in the situation. Maybe you're going to have a garage sale or donate some things to charity. You're making room in your life to pursue this new passion, or you're building up funds. You're doing things that can accommodate this, the things that you want to do. So if you've been storing things for other people, you can say, you need to come get that or it's going to be gone. I'm going to sell it and I'm keeping it for your storage fees. Or it's going to be donated to charity, but I need it out of my space. I need to unburden myself and free up my time, my space, my energy so I can pursue this. I can make room for it in my life. So month 4 is all about releasing some of those burdens, letting some things go, and taking charge so that you can take your life in the direction that you want to, with the things that you want to have, and not the things other people are putting on you. This is about your passion. This is about your life. And you're going for it. You're on your path in taking charge of it. Well done. Now, along that path, in month 5, we have the Two of Cups. Back into the emotional side, and twos, which can be about commitment. The Two of Cups in particular could be about your romantic partner. It could be about meeting somebody new. It could be rekindling an old relationship. It could be something like renewing vows, but it's something that where you have a deep connection with another person. In some cases, this could also be a new friend out of the blue where you guys just click and you have that same sense of humor and you just feels like you've known each other forever, even though you just met. It could also be a business partnership where you guys have the skills that perfectly complement each other and it just naturally flows into this would be a great business to this could be something very successful if we went into business together because what we do complements it. We each have something to bring to the table that builds it up and makes it something bigger than we are individually. So those are the 3 things to cover the most ground, but it does feel strongly like this is about the emotion. This is about the romantic side of things. So you may meet somebody new where you have that click and the spark is there, or it could be that recommitment and rekindling of romance. Those are the strongest things I'm feeling with this card for you in month 5. But then we get to month 4. No, not month 4, month 6 with the Four of Cups. Now, this is a card indicating that you're kind of bored. It's back into the emotions. So there's something, I mean, there's a little discontent there. There's a little dissatisfaction or a desire for some spark, something to bring something new in. But you're so focused on what you're dissatisfied with or with the things that are in front of you that have always worked, but you know what to expect. It's stale. It feels stale. But the thing is, there have been offers to spice things up a bit, to change things up. You don't have to completely upend your life. You just want to bring something new into it, a new ingredient or something to just add a little spice to life again. Now, this is not necessarily with a relationship. This is just generally a feeling of, yeah, but we always do that. I'm bored with that. So it's time to try something new, but you have to be willing to look for other options. Somebody may have offered an idea, but you kind of like, you're so focused on the things you always done, even though you're not happy necessarily with that, even though you're kind of bored with it. That's what we've always done is tradition. You're so focused on the tradition, which doesn't make you happy. You're doing it out of habit, that you're not looking for an opportunity to change the tradition. at least in some small way. So if this is around the holidays, for example, maybe you instead of you cooking this year, you go somewhere else, or maybe instead of a gift exchange, you do, I don't know what it is, one of those dice games with gag gifts or something like that. But you shake things up even in a small way that can reinvigorate the experience and make it feel more exciting and different and much more enjoyable because it's not the same old. Just mixing things up a little bit. Okay. Down here in month 7, we have the Hierophant. This is a major arcana card, and this card is somebody, think of it as somebody in charge, somebody in leadership, somebody, not finding the right words, but this could be somebody like the Pope. It could also be a bishop. It could be a police officer. It could be a professor. It could be a judge. It could be a lawyer, somebody who knows the laws, the rules, the regulations, the process. It could be a senior accountant. They know how it all works or how it should work. They know what the rules are and they can teach you those. So this is somebody you may be seeking out to teach you some new skills for training. So you're in training or going to a lecture or a convention or something like that, seeking out this expert in your field to learn from, to level up so that you can take the information they share with you back to your place of work or wherever you're going to be applying to it and put it into practice. It feels like something that will get you some attention and some recognition because it's either going to save on some work, improve a process, or maybe even bring in new clients in some way. But it's something that's going to benefit you ultimately. It feels strongly related to work, but this could also be to some other areas of your life. What would that be? Something you bring back to your community that benefits them. But you have to go to this person to find out about it, to learn what the process is. So this could be all around a convention or something about submitting grants, grant proposals, or something like that to get money for a community project from the government, that type of thing, or that vibe is here with this card. But you have to go through the formal process with this person or committee or whatever it is to get the training, to get the information, to get the right documents, etc. And then in month 8, we have the Empress, another major arcana card. The Empress is the mother of the tarot deck. So we had the father here, now we have the mother. She is very nurturing, very creative, the creator. This could be about fertility, it could be about birth, it could be about children, but it could also be about a project you've been working on for a while and now it's ready to be presented, to be shown. Perhaps what you learn here is putting the final touches on the presentation or what you're going to share here. It's going to be very successful. It is going to be a very fruitful project or have a very fruitful outcome. But it is time. This is the month that you should make that presentation, that you should put that idea forward, that you should show the work, show off the thing you have created. This could even be the month, if this did have to do with government grants or whatever, this may be the month where the deadlines are and you need to submit all of that work, turn it in, and make sure that there could be a creative aspect to that grant. So make sure you're including that creativity or information on that within whatever the proposal is. But this is that month, the fruitful month, the harvest month for you. And then in month, excuse me, in month 9, we have the 5 of Pentacles. Have we had Pentacles? No. Pentacles are an earth element. This is all about, it could be home, it could be work, could be finances. But this is also a 5, and 5s are about challenges, chaos, competition, things that challenge us to see if we're really that test us, to see if we're really ready to move on, to get past this challenge here, or is it going to trigger you to fall back into old habits? The 5 of Pentacles, she's feeling a little sorry for herself, feeling isolated, dejected, like nobody's there to help her. She's all alone in the world. Or she's isolated herself. But the key is here. The door is there. All she needs to do is get up off of her feet, get up off the ground, get the key, open the door, or answer the door and ask for or accept help. But she has to take action. You have to take action. If there is some area you're struggling here in your home or finances or career, if there's some little challenge or something that comes up that makes you question your success here in month 9, ask somebody for help. Ask them for their opinion or how you can get out their advice. But you need to take the step. You have to do the action. You need to ask. Because other people are busy living their lives. They don't know everything that's going on with you. So just ask. They are willing to help, but you need to be willing to ask. And then in month 10, we have the Devil. This is another major arcana card. This is a card where you may be tempted to go back into some old habits. This is about temptation, addiction, self-defeating behavior. Doubts are going to be creeping in this month. You may be tempted to go back to something like to press your boundaries that you set up in month 3. You need to respect your boundaries to help you get through this month. But this month is going to try you. It is going to be hard. You may face some triggers or some other challenges, but it's more internal work, internal shadow work that we would need to do here to stay strong, to keep pushing forward in spite of that fear, in spite of that anxiety. And perhaps the knowledge that this is something that only you can overcome, that only you can control, will help you avoid sinking into that, avoid into doing the behavior, the addiction, whatever it is that's going to cause you to backslide. You are the one in control here. Even though you may feel like something external is pulling your buttons and trying to manipulate you, focus on the facts, focus on your progress, focus on the boundaries and rules you set up for yourself here. That's going to help you pull through there. Focus on the successes you had. So you're having a couple of low months here, but they are temporary. This is not a permanent situation because this is part of change. This is part of changing the direction of your life, is to not give in to that temptation and to push through those doubts, those fears, and recognize your successes and how far you've come. And remember the changes that you want to make and that you're making them already. You're already succeeding, and this is part of it. And then in month 11, we have the Ace of Wands, another ace. But this time in that wands, that bold, creative energy that kind of goes with this page. They're both fresh. They're both new. The aces are really inspiring and they just get you excited up and you want to try it. Oh, you are ready. What is this new thing? What is it? What are you doing? Maybe you're very inspired because you succeed here, because you overcome these challenges, because now you recognize how much control you have over your life. And it's opening the door to so much wild ideas or ideas that seem wild, but are they wild? You want to explore them a little more. Is it really as wild as you're thinking it is, or is it right for you? Maybe it's not a crazy idea. Maybe it's exactly what you need. Some wild idea. That's what they're pushing through. It's good. Some harebrained idea is going to come to you here in month 11, or at least it seems crazy, it seems wild. But you know what? Let's explore it a little bit. Let's check it out. Is it doable or is it not doable? Does it make sense for my life or does it not? You're going to want to learn more. You're going to want to check it out. And maybe it is the right thing for you, or maybe you'll figure out it's not. But as you're doing research for that, you're going to find something that is right for you. Maybe not quite as crazy as the original idea, but it led you to the right thing. So, another month of curiosity, inspired research, Googling, YouTubing, whatever it is, however you're doing it, library, seeking out all sources of information. Is it viable or is it not? What is viable? Exciting, thrilling, and just the joy of pursuing that, the thought. It's good energy. I love it. And then we're ending the year in month 12 with the 10 of Cups, the happy family card. This is a card of completion. It's a 10. We had the 10 of Wands here, but now this is your family. This is your family unit. Whatever that means to you, this is contentment. This is happiness. This is joy and time spent with family, celebrating each other, encouraging each other, and just being in love with life, with each other, with where you're at. It's a beautiful thing. And that's a very positive card to end your year on. A card of completion and being ready to take the next steps as a family together. Excited about the future. Love it. That is what I have for you, Cancer Sun, Aries Rising. Please hit that like button and please hit that, please subscribe to help me grow my channel. That is your year ahead. Thank you for watching, and I will talk to you later.